A brand new season greeted by a brand new stand at Old Trafford, where last season we had a tangle of girders and concrete. We now have a magnificent cantilever stand. In place of the old scoreboard, a new electronic scoreboard, private boxes, tip-up seats, and still room for the standing patrons behind the goal. And they've come today to see a Manchester United side showing no surprises. Alex Stepney had a fitness test this morning. He's okay to play in goal. The two big signings from last year, Martin Buchan and Ian Moore in the side. Denis Law, over an injury scare, also in the side. Sammy McIlroy sub. And Tony Dunn, the quiet man of the Manchester United side, lining up to begin his 12th season with Manchester United, coming up in a few weeks to his 400th league game. In contrast, in the Ipswich side, also wearing a number 3 shirt, Kevin Beattie, only 18 years old, international from Carlisle. He comes in because Colin Harper is suspended in a side which has been somewhat affected by a series of incidents. They are robbed by injury of Peter Morris and John Miller, so this is by no means the full-strength side that Bobby Robson would have hoped to field. And I suppose all eyes today on George Best, lining up just 3 months after he announced his retirement, and today wearing a plaster on his right hand, or at least a light bandage to cover a cracked finger, an injury he sustained in training. Mr. Ted Wallace, a technical representative with British Rail from Swindon, is the referee, starting his 9th season as a Football League referee. United have won the toss, and Ipswich kick off. Not too easy, I'm afraid, for viewers with black and white sets to distinguish between the teams. Ipswich, in fact, in their usual royal blue, and United in red and white. Look out for a badge on the Ipswich shirts and numbers on their shorts. This is Tony Dunn for Manchester United. Beautiful warm afternoon, as so often, cricket weather, and a big cheer for George Best as he receives the ball for the first time in the game. Apparently been showing dazzling form in training, but losing the ball there to Brian Hamilton. Hamilton, a Northern Ireland international. It's the Ipswich skipper, Mick Mills, with the throw. Belfit. Jefferson. And Beattie getting his first touch of the ball, the new boy, and finding Viljoen with a lot of space. Belfit trying to play the 1-2 with him, but it bounced off Buchan. Steve James to Law, playing deep. Morgan gives it back to him. Played on for Kidd, but cut out by Hunter. Belfit could have chased that, he was onside. Kidd, with Jefferson on his heels. And the free kick given to Ipswich because Brian Kidd bundled over Derek Jefferson. Another point of considerable interest this afternoon will be to see the strictness with which the laws of the game are administered. The referees have promised to be just as firm as they were this time last year. James, a good header. Law, Morgan a bit lucky. Mills, that's Lambert. Lambert has done well. Flag for offside, but play allowed to go on. United in possession. Bobby Charlton for Best. Almost as though the tackle didn't influence him at all. Law, good nod down for Kidd. And Morgan out on the far touchline. Brian Kidd with Jefferson challenging, and that's gone off Jefferson for the first corner of the game. The weather a bit humid. One or two of the Ipswich players I was talking to before the game feeling that they were far from ideal conditions for football. Beautiful underfoot. The pitch an absolute picture. It was headed away by Jefferson. This is Best going for the overhead. Doesn't find a man. Belfit for Ipswich. Cut out by James. Moore not given room. Collard puts Hamilton away. This now is O'Neill for Morgan. Moore with some space to run at goal. Played a 1-2 with Kidd, and the angle wasn't quite right for him. Hunter saves it from going for the corner. An explosive burst by Ian Moore. Law going for the return and winning another corner. Denis Law now 32. Bobby Charlton. Cut out by Viljoen. Wymark. Lambert. This is Collard, former West Bromwich Albion player. Mills. Ipswich building up slowly, and everybody now marked. Hamilton a bounce off the referee and done the clearance. Been playing now 5 minutes, no score, and a first touch for either goalkeeper. Moore. Kidd and Morgan. Beattie going out to challenge him. United might want to explore this boy. Best. Half hit. Tried for the half volley, didn't quite make it. And this is his namesake, David Best, no relation. James with Stepney coming to help him, but James didn't need it, and then spoiled all his good work by mishitting it with his left foot. Just took his eye off the ball and stumbled on it. Colin Viljoen to take the throw. Lambert. No power. Willie Morgan. Law tried to let it run on for Kidd, and Hunter was very alert to cut out the trouble. Beattie's lob forward for Belfit. Viljoen. Beattie seeing a lot of the ball and so far playing well. And there's a goal to start with right out of the blue by Wymark. Terrible blunder by the United defence as they all waited for somebody to do something, and it was Wymark who did it. There seems absolutely no danger as this comes through, and then they all stand back, and Wymark took it very well, but it was a defensive mistake that let him in. Complete misunderstanding in the cover there in the United defence. And they've now got something to play for. Kidd. Wymark and Belfit both going for the same ball. O'Neill. Morgan back to Kidd. Law turned well. Hunter in very quickly. What a good centre-half this boy is. Lambert. Beattie. Played well for Viljoen, who ran well, and Buchan snaked out a toe there. Collard's lob. Belfit's header. It comes down for Steve James. Belfit gets it again. Hamilton was onside. He didn't hook that very far wide. Jefferson getting the better of Law. Belfit tried to slip it on to Lambert, but Steve James sorts it out. Ball just over the line in the air. Wymark and James. Wymark settles for the corner. Hunter has come up onto the edge of the penalty area. Brian Kidd has gone back to mark him. Hunter wearing 5. It's Lambert's corner. Got away by Buchan, and in comes Beattie. And he really troubled Alex Stepney then. This young fullback nearly made a debut for himself then. 25 minutes experience of First Division football, and he saw that chance and took it remarkably well. Powerful header just under the bar. Cleared by Best, but Collard with no pressure to retrieve. Dunn's header. Viljoen. Belfit. Viljoen turning it out for Mills. It was a good attempt too. Neil. Collard and Viljoen really running the midfield so far. Belfit. Lambert to Viljoen, and Viljoen playing a beautiful ball back for Lambert. So there have been occasions when Colin Viljoen hasn't always looked the player away from home that he does at Portman Road, but certainly he's given a fine display so far here at Old Trafford. Flag for offside against Lambert. Game that's had a lot of offside decisions. That time Lambert caught. Youngster who had an appendix operation in the middle of last season. Got his way back into the side and was a regular choice over the last 15 matches. A foul given against Jefferson, using his elbows and Kidd's back. And now the wall being pulled back the correct 10 yards. Beattie was asking for a throw-in. Did very well to get himself out of trouble there. Viljoen. Buchan's header for James. Moore. Best. James. Charlton. And that's the whistle for half-time and the end of a first half which cannot have pleased this big Old Trafford crowd very much at all. A game in which Manchester United have seemed to lack collective enthusiasm. They haven't driven forward with enough positive endeavour. They've relied a lot of the time on just 2 men in attack and 4 men in midfield breaking through to support them. And they were caught off balance in defence for Waymark to score the only goal of the game so far to give us this half-time scoreline: Manchester United 0, Ipswich Town 1. Manchester United 1-0 down, kick-off in this second half, needing to show something rather better than they showed us in the first 45 minutes. Best. And David Best just smothering it. And that's the first real shot at goal that Manchester United have had. Header by Waymark for Belfit. Buchan to Morgan. Jefferson didn't get his header in when it was needed. And Law was trying to pull Hunter back by the arm, but Hunter resisted. James header into touch, throw to Ipswich. Biljon with the throw. Now Kevin Beattie. Waymark. Belfit. Biljon. Mills. Hamilton. And Waymark was unmarked and Belfit was coming in and United were in a tangle again. Nobody covering Waymark. If that cross had dropped a bit shorter, it really must have been a goal. And Belfit came close enough. Jefferson. Hunter. Jefferson's clearance. James header for Manchester United, but only to Biljon. Now United with 3 men forward, but all bunched in the middle of the park. Morgan. It looks as though Best is going to take up a more forward role in this second half. Morgan has got over his cross, and David Best was in 2 minds about that and did extremely well to pull it out of the air. He really felt that he needed to take an extra pace and he didn't have time to do it. Biljon. O'Neill. And Ipswich not allowing Manchester United time to build up their attacks. Waymark. Charlton. Mills back to his goalkeeper. Wymark. Suspicion of handball there, but nothing serious. Collard. Done for Manchester United. Charlton. Morgan free out on the right. But Viljoen cutting out the threat with no difficulty at all. And setting Lambert away. And Lambert has 4 men in the middle if he can make his cross. Come in fact, to join them. And Buchan has cut out the danger. Kidd. Best. Kidd and Law going for it, and so is Hunter. Lambert. Lambert hasn't got the pace to outstrip O'Neill. He's tried to run him several times and hasn't succeeded. Hunter. Dunn's throw, Charlton chasing it down the line, and Hamilton puts it out again. Mills to Collard. Beattie. He's got a long chase back. When you're 18, it doesn't seem so far. O'Neill. Morgan. Viljoen standing off him. O'Neill scoops the centre across, and it's gone right out to Charlton. Turned back in again, Hunter up, Collard, and it's cleared finally, and slightly fortuitously, by Viljoen, who gets it back from Belfit, and has now lost it to Dunn, and on to Best. Charlton, Law and Kidd in the middle, nobody else. Best going to join them. This is Moore. And Law! Stuck out by David Best. Quite the nearest that Manchester United have come to scoring. For once, Manchester United got clear of the marking. Denis Law found himself some space, and it looked all on a goal as he rose to meet that header. The danger now cleared by Ipswich. Wymark. Mills. Belfit outside him. 3 men in the middle. James' clearance goes straight to Jefferson. Beattie. Viljoen. Collard. And Ipswich being allowed to do more or less as they like in the middle of the field. James. Moore. Plenty of room to go outside Hunter. And a good little chip across for Law. And back for Kidd. And a great save by David Best. Once again, Denis Law straying outside the far post, causing the trouble. And that time not going for goal, but making the header for Kidd. Morgan. O'Neill, intercepted by Belfit. It's Hamilton there. Lambert is out on the left. Beattie, and Belfit coming in. Charlton had seen the danger and come all the way back with him. Dunn. And with rather less than 25 minutes left, it would be no surprise now to see Manchester United make a substitution and bring on Sammy McIlroy. Again, Denis getting up for the header. O'Neill, Beattie, difficult bounce and he controlled it well. Viljoen charged in the chest by O'Neill. And that applause greets the appearance of the Manchester United substitute Sammy McIlroy, and it is Bobby Charlton who is being taken off. Well, in the last game of last season here, Bobby Charlton was substituted 10 minutes from the end. But that simply was because he had a business engagement elsewhere. But this may be a rather more significant move. Charlton will be 35 in October, and it may be that Manchester United will want to use him in shorter bursts this season. His brother Jack, of course, playing this afternoon for the Leeds United reserves. Dunn. Best. Moore. McIlroy square of him. Moore going for a shot, and there were plenty of legs there for it to cannon off. It went for a corner. And Best taking the corner, but it was the outswinger. Just wondered if he might have gone for the in-swinger, remembering that when Ipswich were here last season, he scored directly from the corner. Last time Ipswich won at Old Trafford was 10 seasons ago. Lambert could catch that. O'Neill taking the short line to cut him off. James' clearance, but it's only gone as far as Belfit. Dunn hasn't got it right away because Belfit charged it down. Buchan is there, and Buchan has sorted it out, and Belfit has run out of steam. Not the only player on the park by any means to be feeling like that. Law, McIlroy. Best. Just outside. I think we must give David Best credit for getting down. I think that if it had been straighter, he would have had it covered. James header only to Collard. Now McIlroy. Wiljan getting goal side of him, and his back heel puts Kidd in, and Best stumbles on the ball. Wiljan penalised for body checking Morgan off the ball. Situation in which Manchester United might perhaps wish they still had Bobby Charlton on the field. Between 25 and 30 yards out. Kidd and Ian Moore side by side, the wall moving back. Moore to Law, couldn't control it. Jefferson. And O'Neill with his socks down round his ankles. McIlroy, Morgan. Beattie staying with him every yard, but Morgan really testing him, and here's McIlroy, and a deflection there that could have sent David Best the wrong way. He was going to cover the shot, and the deflection, I think, may have been off Kidd. It would have been very hard luck on David Best if it had gone in. Touch by James, throw to Ipswich. Just over 7 minutes left. Weimark given a nudge in the back by James. Big divot lifted out the Old Trafford turf, which will upset the groundsman, no doubt, who's got this pitch in very good condition. Beattie's free kick. Collard. Up and under, and Hamilton under it. What a good goal! Hamilton was the only person who thought that was on, although I must say from this position it always looked a possibility, but the Manchester United defence didn't think so. Here it comes again. Collard scoops it up, and everybody stands watching it, and it's Hamilton coming in, hammering it right foot on the volley. 2-0, under 6 minutes to go, and Ipswich in full command. For the second time in the game, Manchester United pay the penalty for not being positive enough or firm enough in defence. McIlroy to Kidd. Best. Dunn. Header clear by Hunter. Bucket. Law. Morgan can't wriggle round in a tight situation, and this is Belfit for Mills. And Ipswich now, with 5 minutes remaining and a 2-goal advantage, are preparing to bring on their substitute, Jeff Hammond, who is a defender, and it'll be no surprise if he comes on to replace an attacker. Wymark's header. Jefferson. Hit Beattie. And Manchester United throw, and Ipswich will be able to bring on their substitute. Hammond is going to replace Lambert. Well, that figures. Jeff Hammond, a right back who played his first league game against Chelsea nearly 2 years ago. Played for most of the rest of that season. Hamilton. Morgan to James. O'Neill with the throw. Jefferson's header to Belfit. Collard. A bit of possession football from Ipswich. Buchan. Buchan forward for McElroy, but not accurately enough. This is Hammond, the substitute. On for Lambert, Viljoen, Belfit. Beattie, who can be pleased with his first game in league football. And the slow hand clap starting before the season is 90 minutes old at Old Trafford. Moore. Moore still going and getting in a good shot, and Law's put it in. Scored by Denis Law, but the credit for it really to Ian Moore, who beat man after man, got in his shot, which Best clawed down, but couldn't hold. This is where it all starts, with this run by Moore, past two defenders, beat Mills twice, and although Best clawed it down, Law was on hand to put it in. Once again there, Mills unable to read which way Moore was going to go. And he went past him first on one side, and then when Mills got back, went past him again on the other. But only a minute to go. Morgan. And Morgan has found space for himself and conjured up some urgency from somewhere. Half a minute left. Moore off on a run again, and Hunter an anywhere type clearance. McElroy. And here's Dunn coming in and Best coming out, and it's David Best who wins. we're now in injury time. Very little to be added on in this half. Viljoen for Ipswich, playing it out into the spaces. Hammond. Morgan. Couldn't keep it in play, but he got the throw in. Kidd gives it away to Jefferson. Viljoen. And Manchester United with 2 trips to Liverpool to play Liverpool themselves and Everton in the next 7 days. Must be a bit worried about their start to the season. Well played, Collard. Very, very cool at a difficult time. And there is the final whistle. And Ipswich have won their first league game at Old Trafford for 10 seasons. And Manchester United have begun this season looking very much like the side that ended last season so disappointingly. A lot of thinking to be done as they go away to contemplate a scoreline that reads Manchester United 1, Ipswich Town 2.